Welcome everybody, this is Random Radio Adventure and MBR's podcast, and we're going to be more bike stuff, because the last Random Radio was pretty much all about rugby. So I'll be talking about Coil Air, and some channel stuff, and I need to write down something else before I forget it. Right, done. I have got a light. Yes. Setting up the lighting. I've got, of course, the fairy light things and the actual light. Still got Christmas decks up. Right, I have kind of set the scene a bit better than normal. I've still got a bit, so you can still see like my Kindle, which I might actually go and get. But we'll see, because Random Radio is, of course, random. And stuff happens and I'm random. But I think before we get into Coil Air suspension, what to choose, I'm going to be talking about what to expect in the channel. So we have a bike edit all filmed and ready. It depends on where it comes up. When this video comes out, this video will probably come out on not next Sunday, the week after, because I'm actually doing a 2 weeks, or we're trying to do 2 weeks schedule of my 3 weeks schedule, which I think would be quite good. But yes, so that's edit. It's kind of based on like Sam Pilgrim's like cross country loop, but of course I'm not as good as him, and it's like all like how I see it, like the urban stuff, but it won't be always, because it's like a series. Oh, it's my booklet. Brilliant. I found that. That was good. I've been writing stuff in a new booklet, which I would guess better than my old one. So it's like a street ride. So this one is around my village in the estate. There's some it's just like speed bump jumps. There's a nice one at the end and some drops and stuff. I won't spoil it too much. But I've also put down there's some nice spots in a couple of parks, the woods, of course, and the town, city. So yes, and also I might, if I go to like places, I might film from there. Like I might have how I see it Bristol, how I see it Cardiff, or how I see it Plymouth, or how I see it London, or stuff like that. But that's it. I don't know about that, because when you go to there, you don't, like in my level, you just go and have fun, and I might not film it. But those edits will, how many should I put down? For the round riding series, got that to get the film. I mean, they won't all be filmed now. What else to come? A bike build, or not a bike build, but I've got some bike parts to put on my bike, which also means reviews. I'll just put that down. I don't know what I write down as well, but yeah, as well. Reviews. So I got new pedals, new handlebars, new stem, new forks, new seats, and we get new brakes, but they haven't been fitted yet. I have been out for a mountain bike ride today, just testing I haven't cut down the bars yet, so there's still 800. So yes, I need to cut them down. I'll probably go like 20 mil each time, or go to 780, and then see how it is. It's actually not too bad. There's some bits like really steep downhills, which I'm not good at steep downhills. I'm not confident on them. Yeah, but I do like the twistier stuff with jumps here and there. But yes, so maybe for jumps, it's coming back to the car park, and there's like the rivets, and not rivets, you know, like the hollows the water to flow on the path, and it's actually okay for jumping. Got some nice air. There's also the new suspension as well. I'm pretty impressed with them. They are coil suspension, but they're still quite nice. Hope this mic can pick me up. Apparently it's actually working for once. But yes. Hope you had a nice Christmas, even though this is coming out. I don't know. Got new Top Gear calendar. January 10th. So that's after the 12 days of Christmas. On the 10th then. It's filmed on the 29th December. That's why the calendar still isn't up. What else to look forward to? A rugby edit. So on the channel trailer, which came out the blue. I actually thought it was quite good for what I can cop up with. But yes, I built. No, what am I trying to say? Yeah, so I've filmed quite a bit of rugby at the minute. Or it was like after some filming actually with the new bike edit. I did a rugby for a rugby edit. Also, I have sketches. I think I spelt that wrong on a piece of paper. Oh well. There is some scripts already. So you have scripts. Right, scripts. Script. I have 2 scripts at the moment. Talk about scripted though, I think we should main point of this video. Coil or air? I have actually got a Word document for this, so I'll get that up now. Well, that is coming up. I don't know because we edited. Just find something to talk about. Oh yeah, the sketches. Oh, just I have a tripod now for Christmas. A lovely Christmas present. But yes, I have a tripod. So, and this can get bigger. This is just like this shrunken form. I mean, it can get like that. And it can grow its legs. It's got like 3. And it's because there's like 3 stuff, so you can put it quite long. It's like that, very long. So, and then like 10, that's then full length. It's quite long. What is long? But that's very cool. So yes, it just gives me more opportunity. It makes sketches a bit easier to get the right angle. And just not using cardboard boxes, which you can see just in the corner of this frame thing, whatever you want to call it. Right, now I'm going to get the word up. Right, 432 words. Now I have to read it, which means for some reason I do change my voice. I'll just get myself up for a bit. But yes, let's look. Start mountain biking is always a question. Coil or air? I've written both of them. This is all scripted, that's why it sounds a bit different. It sounds a bit like from a newspaper, or not new, like a magazine. Start mountain biking is always a question. Coil or air? I've ridden both of the few years of mountain biking. My first bike in the suspension was a Ridgeback with coil suspension. Probably had 50mm of the travel. I've kind of like it was no, what I'm trying to say. It's like I'm kind of guessing that because like the size of it and stuff. It's like a I don't actually remember the actual size of it. It's blue, so I can remember. And my bike at the minute is a giant Zetsi CSX with 100mm, and this is completely inaccurate because I swapped my suspension like 2 days ago. I mean, this was written say. This was written before this. Manitou Splice Supers, the ones meant to look backwards. Now I've got Santa Cruz XCT30s. I think that's the right one, but I don't know. The ones meant. I've also ridden bikes with 80 and 140 minute suspension. The 80s is RockShox Duties, 140s. Oh yeah, RockShox Revelations. Right. This is core suspension, like the pros and cons of it. The stiffness of core suspension helps with lifting the front wheel and jumping, but trying to roll jumps with quite a lip can get you kicked in the air. Now, what I mean for this, it's the ease of compression. If I find if the compressor's too quickly, like as you go to pull up, it's quite hard to pull up. But of course you can always make that up with like sag and stuff like that and air suspension. But carry on. This kind of means you have to jump most jumps, and also it can be more unforgiving than air suspension. So like it's harder to roll, it doesn't like take the impact as much as say air suspension. If you land on the front wheel with not the right body position or a drop or a jump, you can get bucked. This can be seen as a negative or positive. It teaches riders timing, lifting up the front wheel and body position. Another disadvantage of core suspension is rough sections. Compared to air suspension, you could definitely feel even the slightest bump, and it's a lot less smooth. This is nothing compared to a set of forks, of course, but just yeah, it's what I've written. I can't even remember when I written there. Must be what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Again, this could be a positive. It teaches the rider line choice and how to deal with rough sections. However, it can ruin a nice downhill run and going fast because of the bumps. This almost happened today, really. It was a lovely comeback from the car, as I said, little jumps and stuff, and there was a really rocky section, and it wasn't. And there's people in the non-rocky section, so I have to go past the rocky section because I was carrying so much speed, and I was trying to slow down. There was like the dogs and stuff, and I didn't know what would happen. I went, yeah, and it almost cut me off. But again, that's more. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I was carrying speed, but I was differing speed as well because it was bumpy, and I don't like speed and bumps. But yeah. Main disadvantage of air suspension is jumps, not in jumps. Right, I'm just changing as I go. There you go. Going into jumps, it compresses more on coil, which make it harder to pull up and get less air. However, as I've said before, this can all be sorted out. Apart from that, there isn't really any disadvantage of air suspension. Then lightening the coil smooths out bumps better, which can help with grip and comfort. And basically going for fast in general, because you're not worried about being shooken around. That probably looked really weird on a bike. No, yes. Overall, it depends on what you do in the price range. A bike with good air suspension will cost more than a bike with good core suspension. By the way, this is all about forks, not shocks. Shocks a bit different. I mean, you know, this is from shocks. I don't think I've ridden any what do you call it? Full suspension. I've only ridden hardtails really. I think I may have like tried, but only like on a flat surface, not like properly tested. Though the air suspension I've tested, it's not that like severe. It's literally like the bump and to the grass and jump, not jumps, but like grass and stuff. I have just jumped on the 80mm, but yeah. Also, it depends on what ride you do. If you do more smooth trails and pump tracks, coil suspension will be better. Jumps are easier, and they are cheaper. Cheaper is the main one because there's no disadvantage of running a coil suspension on a smooth trails with jumps, because on jumps you take such a massive impact. It's acting as suspension. It does it does the job almost as well as air suspension because it's such an impact and it cushions it for you. However, I'll just do that. No. However, if you're at the price range for air suspension, I recommend that for jumping, you always slightly lock the suspension, which still gives you a bit of suspension for caressing into a jump and the landing. Or, I don't think I've really realised when I wrote this, is that you can change it. I find the UDs are a lot softer than the Revelations. And the Revelations, I think my dad says he hasn't sorted them out. I think he said they were second hand. He hasn't sort them out. So yeah. Overall, air suspension is a better choice. It can change more things to suit you, even change how stiff you want them. They tackle bumps and landings far better than coil and can make you more comfortable and faster. Bumps is the main thing, I think. Like, on a smooth surface, if that was all you rode, I think there's nothing wrong with coil, because it is usually cheaper unless you have like a really high-end one, like a really low-end air suspension. I just lost a... No, I haven't. It's here. So yeah, like, if you do smoother tracks, then not like smooth track, like, you know, like if you've been to like Bike Park Wales and stuff like that, like the Blues and like Kermit and stuff like that, like Norcal, Kermit, that's all the ones I've been to really. But like, you know, that smooth surface jumps in as well, because that just makes it fun. I mean, if you're not doing jumps, then a gravel bike is absolutely fine. But yeah, air suspension is better because, as I said, you can lock them out, you can change settings that bike's really light, and you can do lots of like better stuff, and then they tackle rough situations a lot better. And like with softer suspension, it's better for like bumps, because in like the small bumps it still goes through. However, I said jumping, it's a bit of not a pain, but I just don't kind of like it. But yes, it all depends on what you're doing and your price range. I would recommend air suspension for an all-rounder. It's the best, like out the two, definitely. And yeah, and I have no idea what the timestamp on this video is. Okay, I think we should end it there, shall we? Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you found that last bit useful. Hope you're looking forward to what's coming up on the channel. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't, because that'd be nice, awesome, whatever. Yes. So thank you ever so much for watching, as already said, and goodbye.